heard that puppies need a safe space. Maybe you've seen it mentioned in a puppy training book, or someone in a Facebook group told you to get one sorted before your puppy comes home. But what does that actually mean? What should the safe space look like? Where should it go? And what if you don't have much room in your house? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what a good safe space looks like, the things that really matter when you're setting one up, and most importantly, how to get your puppy to actually use it, because the space is only half the job. A safe space is one of the first things I talk through with families when they're bringing a new Cockapoo puppy home. And it's also one of the things that people often get wrong. Not because they're not trying, but because a lot of the advice out there is either too vague or it sets you up for a battle that you don't need to have. So let's get this right from the start. Most people think of a safe space as being somewhere for your puppy to sleep. And yes, sleep will happen in there, but it's not really what it's for. A well set up safe space is like a regulation tool. It's the place your puppy learns to go when the world feels too much, when they're overstimulated, when they're overtired, when everything is a bit too loud and busy and they need to just come down from all of that. Cockapoos especially are sensitive, intelligent, and easily overstimulated, and they need a safe space more than you think. Without it, they are likely to stay in the chaos until they tip over into biting or zoomies or just general mayhem. And it's never their fault. They've just got nowhere to go. When your safe space is set up properly and your puppy has learned to trust it, it becomes one of the most powerful tools you have in raising your puppy. It's not a punishment and it's not a cage. It's their place. Where to put it? Let's start with where, because this is where a lot of people go wrong. Your safe space needs to be in a quiet area of the house, away from the main flow of traffic. So not bang smack in the middle of the kitchen where everyone keeps walking past, or next to the back door where there's loads of noise coming in from outside. Somewhere that's a little tucked away. A corner of the kitchen is ideal. You want your puppy to be able to see people from where they are, because being able to see people helps them feel safe, but you don't want them right in the thick of it. Make your safe space away from drafts and direct sunlight, away from loud appliances such as underneath televisions that switch on and off suddenly, and make sure it's a consistent temperature. Puppies regulate their body temperatures poorly, especially at 8 weeks old. So things like that really do matter. And if you've got things in your house that might disturb your puppy, such as other dogs rushing over or children who are running past, then make that safe space somewhere that those things can't reach. What goes in it? Now for the setup itself. I've got a full safe space checklist, which I'll link in the description to this video, but I'm going to walk you through the key things. You want a bed in there that's got sides, not just a flat mat, because the sides will give your puppy a sense of feeling enclosed, which helps them feel safe rather than just plonked on somewhere. Add some blankets, not too many, ideally with a familiar scent on. If you can grab something from your breeder that smells of the litter, that's ideal for the first few days you bring your puppy home. And partially covering that sleep area helps too. So pop a blanket over the top of the crate or the back and sides of the pen. That helps to reduce visual stimulation and creates a den-like feeling that Cockapoos respond really well to. Add in a comfort toy and a safe chew, and make sure there's water in there that's accessible. If your puppy's likely to tip water over, get a water bowl that clips to the side of something. Parrot bowls are the best ones. But please make sure your puppy has access to water at all times. Some families find that using a white noise machine or putting the TV on low in the background, something that makes a consistent gentle sound, will reduce the impact of sudden noises from elsewhere in the house or even from outside. And if you've got a puppy who's particularly sensitive to noises, this can make a significant difference. One thing not to put in your safe space, and that's puppy toilet training pads. I know that might come as a bit of a surprise, but pads in the sleep-in area blur the line between rest and toilet, and that creates confusion that makes sleep and toilet training harder. So we'll keep those things completely separate. Setting up in a small space. This is really common, and the good news is that you don't need a large space in your house to do this really well. A puppy pen can take up less room than most people think, and its advantage is that you can move it around. So you can shift it to wherever is quietest at a certain time of the day. If you've got the morning sun coming in, you can move it out of the way. If you've got family gatherings in the evening, you can move it to somewhere calmer. If you're really short on space, then a crate within a small pen works brilliantly. The crate becomes the nighttime sleep zone, and then the pen gives a little bit more space to move around without having the whole house as freedom. What you want to avoid is that safe space being in a thoroughfare or somewhere the family has to squeeze past it. Even in a small home, you can probably find a corner kind of next to or behind a sofa or the quiet end of a room or the side of the kitchen that doesn't get much people or other dog traffic. It just needs to be calm, consistent and predictable. So make it the same spot each time if you can, the same setup, so your puppy feels that it's their space and it always feels the same. Getting your puppy used to it. So this is where a lot of people hit a wall. You set your space up perfectly and then the puppy doesn't want anything to do with it. The first thing to understand is you need to introduce this safe space really gradually. You can't put your puppy in and close the door and expect them to just settle. It's not how it works, and it will set you up for problems in the future. Start with your space being open and available and let them explore in their own time. You can drop a few treats in or some bits of their food so they start to make a good association. Put a toy that they like in there. Let them wander in and out without any pressure to be shut in. And then at natural rest times, start guiding them in. This would be after a play session, after eating, or when they're already calming down. And definitely after 45 to 60 minutes of being awake. You're not forcing them to rest, you're just directing them to the space where rest can happen. For the first few days of having your puppy, you want to sit really close by while they settle. Your presence is the bridge, so they learn that that space is safe because you are still there. And over time, you can move a little bit further away, but do it gradually. If they cry when you leave the room, go back before they get really, really distressed. Don't go back immediately, but before they escalate. You want to build a track record. I went in, I was fine, and my world didn't end. My human stayed close or they came back. Keep the sessions really short at first. 2 minutes of quiet settle is a really big success with a young puppy, and build from there. Common mistakes. There are a few things that I see regularly which undermine all of this good work. The first is using that space as a punishment. So you only put your puppy in there when something's going wrong. They will associate it then with negative feelings and they will resist. So make it neutral or positive every single time. The second thing is making a big emotional departure. Lots of long goodbyes and lots of, okay, you're fine. That signals to your puppy that there's actually something to be worried about. Go calmly, come back calmly, and repeat that. The third one is only using it when you need your puppy out of the way. Your safe space will work best when you're using it as part of your daily rhythm, not just brought out in an emergency when you need to get something done. Your puppy needs to see going into that area as part of their normal, regular day. Don't expect it to click immediately. For some puppies, it will take a few days. For some, it takes longer. Be consistent and with low-key repetition. That's what's going to build the trust, not ramping it up really quickly with loads of intensity. Your plan for this week. Here's what I'd love you to focus on this week. Get your safe space set up, or review what you've already got against the checklist I've linked below. Check the location, what's inside there, and make sure you've got that partial cover in place. And then once a day, just guide your puppy into the space at a natural rest time. Sit close by and let them settle. After a minute or two of quiet, get up calmly and move a little bit further away. That's all. Just do that once a day. Make it a natural moment. Keep it low-key and consistent, and you'll start to see your puppy relax. Sometimes this happens faster than you expect. So bringing all this together, a good safe space is in a quiet corner away from loads of traffic and triggers, with a bed that has sides, a familiar scent, a partial cover, and a consistent setup every single time. In a small home, you can use a movable pen in a calm corner of the room, or you could even section off a room. When you introduce your puppy to it, do so gradually at natural rest times with you close by. Build a track record of trust. No pressure, no big emotions, just quiet repetition. When your safe space is working well, it's genuinely one of the best things you can put in place for your puppy's well-being, especially in those early weeks. A family I worked with recently said they wish they'd done it from the day they brought their puppy home. It absolutely changed life for them with their puppy. I've got a free safe space checklist that covers everything you need. You can tick it off as you go. The link is in the description to this video. And if you'd like to work through your puppy setup with me on a one-to-one basis, I do offer individual sessions where we can look at exactly what's going on and put a plan together that fits your home environment. I've popped that link in the description too. If this has been helpful to you, then please subscribe and share with other Cockapoo families that you know. And I'll see you in the next video.